Okay. Good morning, Louisville. It's August 2nd, 1970. What? Is it August 2nd? I don't know why I'm quoting Bojack Horseman. I've got my crappy headphones that will prevent the audio looping. I got the stream replay set up. I just gotta notify the one friend that will probably watch this. I love the map theme from Baba Is You. It's the perfect rest music. That delinquent. One thing I want to make sure of is that, like, since there's... Oh, wait, is the... Since the, like, my laptop's focus usually isn't on the live streaming tab, I'm not sure if, like, the chat messages will always be archived, so be sure to always notify me if you're typing something in the chat, but it doesn't show up on the stream, because I don't like it when the things you say are immortalized forever, so I can blackmail you. You know, I sometimes I wonder if I should, like, cut out this part where I'm waiting, but, like, part of me doesn't want to. Like, I get a bit nervous, like, permanently deleting anything I make. Who knows, maybe this moment where I'm waiting will be one of the most fond moments of my life. Or something extremely profound will happen when it happens. Ba 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 ba. I've only been waiting for like 3 minutes. No crying. We begin by starting Cheat Engine. Ba, ba. I'm currently setting up a game of Bloons Tower Defense, because why not? It turns out I've only been playing like the beginner maps of this game, and I'm actually a lot worse there. Oh, there he is! He won, everyone! How's your day today? Settings. How was your day? Yippee. I ate food. I did too! Yo! We're so in sync. So, just set up one last thing here. Okay. So So anyway, the first thing I want to do on this stream is like read you some of my old fan. Oh, I got 2 concurrent viewers. Neat. That's more than one. But anyway, oh wait, no, I have 1. I count as 1. So anyway, I wanted to like read you some of the really old fan fictions I made like 2-3 years ago. I think this was about like not 3, not like it's about Garfield and Spampton. You remember this? You might. Okay, so yeah, it's set on low latency, and I can't change it now that the stream is started. So yeah, it's fine. Hopefully, I would have to like. You know what, Emma? Would it be okay if we like just like made the stream quickly go down and then back up with ultra low latency? So like or normal latency? Which one is the one that you talk fast? YouTube stream latency. Okay, lower. Yeah. Yeah, you want me to? How about we very quickly have it go down and then back up with the low latency? Is that okay? Okay. Oh, just the chat updating. Okay. All right, that's fine. Now, before we start, the Xeno's paradox of streaming. Do you want like the story to be on the screen, or do you want there to just be like some graphic, or do you want this to be like a sort of like audio stream where you can just like talk about it in the chat or whatever? I will add a link to the story though, if you would like to read along. There you go. Okay. Oh my god! Yo! Dan's here! Oh my god, the goats are in chat. The sleeper, I don't think you two have talked before, but it's Daniel the Edgelord. He made Upstairs and not Oxygen Shotgun. The one with the, I'm drawing a blank on it. Toganashi Grips. That's the name of the level. He made that. He's like one of my Geometry Dash buddies. So hopefully you guys will enjoy talking about this fanfic I made about 2 years ago. How about I just start reading? Oh, it did? Flame? Okay, did he? I thought he'd get like a 99 a third time. Okay. Okay, so. Congrats on him not getting 99 the third time, so... Yeah. Now to actually start the day and stream. Okay, so... Okay, so the fanfiction is called... Okay, so, like, since Dan's also here, I think I should explain a bit of context. This fanfiction is written in the style of someone called Shakespeare Hemingway, who made a lot of these Garfield fanfiction things. And they're in this... I feel I did a pretty good job of encapsulating his style, his typing quirks, his idiosyncrasies. I think I did a good job with that. I'm gonna set up the stream to show part of that part of the thing, not the entire. Okay. Oh, and this was also made, like, I showed it to someone, called Moonhorse Stories. You can find him on YouTube. He doesn't, like, post on YouTube anymore, but, I think you guys will like... If you like this, I feel you'll like some of the other... There's a lot of other Garfield stories on his channel, too, so... Also, if you have any music suggestions, if you want something in the background, the music... If you have any background music suggestions... I'd be glad to hear them. Okay. I'll just change the music to the leaf is move. Okay. Ah, yes. Ambient fire crackling. The best of ambient music. Hello once again, Moonhorse. I have finished my own Garfield story at last. It's quite long, though, so Moonhorse, grab your reading glasses, and listeners, get comfy and grab some popcorn, because Garfield is about to rock all of our worlds once again! Or, in this case, for the first time, since you guys don't have full context. But anyway, Garfield the Biggest Man. You'll see why this is shortly. It was a bright afternoon of foggy bittersweetness when man gets home from long day at job. I should watch gaming streams to relieve me of stress feelings, says the man with exasperation. He's the biggest bird. The man waltzed over to his personal computer and opened up Twitch.tv. There he saw Belle Delphine streaming to hundreds of thousands of video games. Hundreds of thousands of video. She's streaming to the video games, playing womanly video games such as League of Legends and Call of Duty. Bam! Take that, delinquent! Oh, I'm not doing any like funny voices here. I don't know. I don't really have the talent for that. Said Belle Delphine with gameplay. This is one of my favorite lines. This is one of my favorites. Bam! Oh, wow. Was that too loud? Anyway. Bam! Pow! Slap! 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 I wrote this before the word slop became a suffix that was applied to everything. Oh, if you think it's a bestseller now, oh my god. You ain't seen nothing yet. So, this is one of my favorite little textual jokes that I've made, like just slop as an interjection. It kind of reminds me of in Sonic High School, where when someone just says ass as an interjection. Also, the mic just went red. I gotta turn it down a little bit. I don't know if I'm peaking or whatever, but anyway. Oh, this sure is peak. So anyway, bam, pow, slap, slop, said Belle Delphine with gameplay. Said Belle Delphine repeatedly as she played games. I'm just gonna, He played games. After a long time of viewing, the man was about to fall asleep with relaxation and inattentiveness. You're doing my scrolling here. But suddenly, a gunshot was fired near Belle Delphine, missing her by hairs. Belle Delphine did not notice it was real, as she thought it was from game. Record scratch sound. I have no concrete memory of this, but I think this was inspired by something that happened, but not like an actual gunshot, but someone maybe something fell down and she thought it was from the game. I don't know. Maybe look that up and see if there's any if I may need to make this a nice boat situation. Anyway, Daniel might get that. She also did not notice the loud crash the bullet made. The crash the bullet caused from breaking a window, because many games Oh my god, Blaze Glory is here too! The gang's all here! Yippee! Blaze Glory, you're in for a treat. Yippee! It's the Sonic heroes of people I am friends with. Okay. Oh, some BGM for the stream? Oh, cool. I'll share that anyway. They're all in it. But then an evil short man placed bag over but capturing intent. She was enraged by this, as it made her lose game. I like that because it's just stating a fact, but that fact is hilarious. It kind of reminds me of there was this Eugene the King video on Game Dude. And Game Dude was in these threads, and he was trying to get his... What's up? He was trying to get attention on his AVGN rip-off videos, and he said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And then the commentary guy was like, these instructions were followed. He said it in this monotone voice that just kills me every time. Oh, and before we go on, there's another example of this. In the tool-assisted speedrun of Bubsy 3D, there was they put a little description of how the runner gets through the game, and in the Bubsy 3D video, they're like, the people that made this task made all the inputs and made Bubsy go as fast as possible, almost making the game look fun and playable in the process. I like the combination of small jokes and usually dry things. I think that when I write more of these, I feel I'll emphasize. Okay, so anyway. The evil short figure looked into the screen with an evil grin and announced... Okay, so... I think Blaze, you're not ready for who this other character is. I don't think you've seen it yet. This is going to be the reveal of the century. I am Spanton G. Spanton, the #1 rated salesman, 1997. But now it's my comeback Spizzle for my next tick. I forgot I wrote that. Tick person. Also, this isn't a... Also, while there may be some naughty jokes, this is not an NSFW fanfiction. You can... There's occasional, naughty references or whatever, but there's no, actual sex scenes, even as a joke. Just in case that's something that's, a make or break for you. Anyway. I will use my new powers to make NFTs and become richer than 7 people on 50% of the world's wealth. To those in number 6 will shock you. You know, that's a very Spamton thing to say. To those in number 6 will shock you. I like that. Worry not, you will all be buying and selling NFTs. This incident will feel like nothing but the stroking of your hamster 614 one day. Spampton G. Spampton out. Also, I think I got his typing quirk down a bit better than most people. Like, get it? Like, I think Peepus Lover 1997, as you guys all will, know, since you're all Delta heads like me, had, like, a thread on how to do it, right? Oh, and also, this is, like, the same day as the 10th anniversary of Undertale stream, but, like, given it, like, you're all here, I might stay here even if it starts. I'm glad you're all here. I'm like, what's it, that one film? David Lynch with his boys. Anyway. Cackled, spammed and G-spammed with profit incentive. At seeing this sight, man felt an indescribable. On seeing this, he knew there would be never, ever, there would any built Ilfine streams again. No, not even after the heat death of the universe. Eternal pain of suffering. Man roared as he ripped his eyes from his head and ate them with overkill reaction of despair. So what do you guys think of the story so far? To those who haven't like seen all of like Shakespeare, Hemingway's fan fictions, even if you haven't read them, you know there's like some specific traits I've honed in on. Why did man do that? Like everything is always said with something, and there are specific grammatical errors that show up. Let me turn on the spelling and grammar. Show grammar suggestions. So no, like when it says like when man gets home, like when man, not when the man, from long day at job instead of from a long day at his job. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check and see if this was something. Yeah, just briefly looking at it, there's a lot more of those blue lines. I want to see if I can like turn that into jokes too. See like what funny words can be missing. But anyway, let me just. It's not really a horror story. It is if you're Spampton. Meanwhile, in a humble house in Texas, Garfield, the orange cat. Also, this also confirms Garfield's house to be in specifically Texas. They only say, like, in America, like, #1 American or whatever. But, like, in here, it's, like, specifically Texas. Hopefully if I make more of these stories, I hope to, like, just say he's in different places. It's like Springfield in The Simpsons. Garfield was playing the manly video game. Baba is you. I like it how we're playing Baba is you music in the background. Anyway, Garfield pushed buttons to make Baba push words to solve puzzles slowly but thoughtfully, like tortoise racing hare. But Garfield was stuck on a particular puzzle. Small white creature, you never fail to give me ponderous situations. Said Garfield with respect for Baba. He knew the first step to this puzzle was to create a delicious lasagna sandwich, but saw no options from there. Garfield stared at puzzle with thought, like unaware bunny looking at Moo. The humans. I know I don't have any drawing skills yet, but I think it would be cool to like make a comic. I've always had visions of making a funny comic of Sonic High School, and like the interpretations of the things that happened there are they don't even match the text because I don't want to draw Nazi farmers. But anyway, like, and speaking of Sonic High School, that sentence there, it's like the unaware bunny and the unworthy humans. I like this line a lot more than on like rereads, like. But I am saying, like, with thought, like an unaware bunny. The bunny isn't thinking. You don't say it with thought like an unaware bunny. I'm not even sure what like spawned this out of me, like. But in terms of, these are inspired by Sonic High School's insane similes. When someone says, okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. Then Garfield realized solution, but with horror. Oh, no, Sonic High School is another fanfiction, not to be confused with Sonic Underground. He realized he needed to destroy delicious lasagna sandwich to remove obstacle to complete level. Garfield's eyes wandering like a mouse in a toaster. A mouse in a toaster. Extremely brief. Spoilers for like one of Shakespeare Hemingway's other fanfictions had the metaphor like an owl begging for death. Like these are like Heathcliff comics. They wonder in what scenario does this make sense. And also what if Baba eat lasagna? What if Baba eat lasagna? And also like in Sonic High School there was like two waiters who were holding messy foods and then walked into each other and then fall down and then that was really long, but like that's like a specific situation. But like these are more abstract and bizarre. And he pondered if he could do such an act. But then Garfield accepted the action. There were no other options. Garfield took some time gathering his thoughts, and then said, I am doing this for you, small one. How long have we been? Sometimes 3 viewers is all you need. Anyway. Honestly, I'm glad just all the 3 of you are here at the first time. Yeah, I'm glad y'all are like talking with me and with each other. It's neat. The goats are all here. A single manly tear rolled down his cheek as he performed the tear-jerking act. I like the redundancy there. Garfield then made Baba walk to flag for victory. But suddenly, television screen turned to static. Garfield is into Garfield. Let's see here. Anyway, whoop. Scrolled a bit too far. Whoops. What? Garfield shouted with disbelief at the loss of progress. Sorry. I'm getting mixed between the tabs. Well, where'd it go? Whoops. There it is. I get mad. I remember my tape. Lost all my tape. Your save file will become lost media. Anyway. Greetings, people of America. I am Spamton G. Spamton, and I come to you on this fine day to announce the secretion of official Bell Delphine NFTs. Only 3, 8, 9, 4, 2, 7, 1 each, designed by the classics you've come to expect. What is this blasphemy? Roared Garfield at television. That's what Spampton says. Spampton also roars that at the television, if you know what I mean. Garfield had known this Spampton G. Spampton for less than a minute. And he already found himself loading his Desert Eagles once again for justice dispensal like first grader sharpening pencil out of fear. That one's a little bit darker than I intended it to be, but I still liked it. Like people being scared in school, like that would just be a bit much. But like, why does he feel the need to sharpen the pencil out of fear? Like, I am so terrified. I gotta sharpen my pencil. Hopefully one day I'll be able to write more of these. It's been a while, but I still have stuff I would like to. Garfield hopped into his all-American four-wheel pickup truck and drove off to destroy the Spampton G. Spampton. Oh, and also, I don't just say Spampton. I say Spampton G. Spampton. Because, like, it's like, that's another thing about Shakespeare and Hemingway stories. They always say his full name. Anyway, as Garfield drove, he turned on his radio for jammin' tunes, but found nothing of the sort. I like to imagine that they hijacked some normal radio station. Instead, he found people talk about NFTs with delusional delusion. They say they can just right click. $1 with the film would be 1 million. Image, and they own it, said one man, to which the other laughed with agreement. I like the one dimension. What happened there? Anyway, Garfield was baffled. That was a correct statement. Where was the humor? You forgot the funny. Wait, I'm not. Where was random levels in May number 2? Oh, I thought you said it'll come out later today, and number 3 shortly after. Who knows? There's a reason that this one is so old. I'll try. I have a limited amount of time that I have to make me forget the pickles. Fed up with the men of nonsense, he called his trusty unitectinarian friend Liz for unbiased intel. Yes, how forgot the pickle? Oh, this is Liz from the Garfield comics. Liz doesn't appear in any of the other fan fictions, but I had the idea of bringing other Garfield characters into this. Good friend Liz, what is an NFT? I need to find information. Fanfics. I wish I had that excuse. Liz is the... I thought Liz was the veterinarian, but it could be either or. I am trying to find source from the mouth of horse. But the wines of a furniture being sat on by a fat man. Asked Garfield. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. They are essentially JPEGs people buy and sell to make profits. They work by pigs of greed. Pigs of greed, said Garfield with interrupting fury as he hung up the phone with appallment as he arrived at Manthony. Oh, yeah, it buffers sometimes. And he arrived at Manthony Dentano's castle. Yeah, your Spampton just has a castle. Yeah, I could see him having a castle. Spampton G. Spampton's castle was decorated with many neon lights and screens, and was adorned with carpets of computer tomfoolery. I like to imagine that this is like just Garfield's. There's this fanfic feature, Skibbity Toilet. I I think this was made before that blew up, though I might need to double check that. As Garfield waltzed into the castle, he saw many Addison guards approaching him with pounding intent. "Oh no, Garfield, you cannot enter without paying a subscription fee," said one Addison with mocking advertisement. "Fool, your quest for money has deprived you of a good life. Now it will deprive you of all life." I'm just switching between Moonhorse and Bryn Daniels' readings of these Garfields. Like, "No, will deprive you of all life," versus "Now I will deprive you of all life," said Garfield as he took out his trusty Desert Eagle and shot all 2011 of them with ease, as if he were shooting evil clouds. Yeah. Favorite line. Yeah, there will be many lines where you say favorite line. Author's note. Oh yeah, we got a little author's note. I forgot about this. He skipped to me. I've actually been aware of Hemingway's Garfield stories for a good while now, as I remember a few years back when I watched Bryn Daniels' series on Garfield Effect Galaxy Adventure. I remember listening to those in class when like the teacher was like telling me stuff I already knew. Anyway, put that in the June the King documentary. Anyway, the point I'm making here is that whenever I heard the phrase Desert Eagle, I imagined Garfield taking out a literal eagle and shooting the eagle like a gun. I appreciate my past self putting a little emoji of a bird, and it took me way too long to realize that Desert Eagle was a type of gun. Given the rest of the events of the story, I just accepted that as something he could do. I just thought you should know that. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Garfield shooting the Addisons. I like this, like it's a cute little character break. Because like the author's notes were also like in character in the original, but like here it's like pretty, like apparently this is like a kayfabe or something. Garfield's hardest GD, probably given the other stuff that happened in the story, Garfield's hardest level is probably like sick lol sick, or you probably beat Toganashi Grips with his eyes closed and one hand tied behind his back and with his nose. Anyway, let's scroll here. "You weaklings are nothing compared to my trusty brother of lead," Garfield roared as he marched onward. As Garfield marched onward, he was chased by even more Addison guards. "Death Store! Sail! Sail!" Zoing! As he aimed a bazooka at Garfield. No, you didn't spell his name wrong. It's Zoing. I'm going to call him Zoing now. Garfield was about to dodge with pounding like grasshopper of metal, but saw the floor entered into a large acid ravine. Garfield attempted to use his Desert Eagle to obliterate them, like teacher obliterates disobedient student, which kinda came out wrong, but it's still kinda funny. But he was out of ammo. "It seems like you're out of ammo. Can I interest you in some more firepower? You can get some at the low price of your life," said Addison as he readied his bazooka for firing. Okay. Garfield should collab with more and make the best level ever. All hope seemed to be clear as mud. But then Garfield put two manly fingers in his mouth and whistled a manly whistle. At Garfield's whistling, a custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle rammed through the wall with blazing speed, just as the Addison guard fired the bazooka at Garfield. In the nick of If you're not aware, this happens a lot. He has a custom Harley Davidson motorcycle. It's never specified how it's customized, though. In the nick of time, Garfield boarded his custom Harley Davidson motorcycle and bounced Bazooka Middle back at Addison with motorcycle wheel like a pinball flipper of fury. It's really subtle, but I feel proud of myself that bounced Bazooka Middle. It's supposed to say missile, but like I actually decided to change that to middle, and I find that funny. Looks like your check just bounced. Looks like your check just bounced. Quip, Garfield. As he rode through Spampton G. Spampton's castle. Let me just, Garfield rode through Spampton G. Spampton's castle, but the... doing tricks and with the accuracy of mathematics, doing tricks and flips. He's Bowser now. I always just imagine this being like the protagonist of Half-Life with Garfield's head, and he's orange. He doesn't even look like normal Garfield. Part of me headcanons that Garfield is the person that writes these. But given that what I'm going to write later, I think that'll put a wrench in that. And busting Edison guards where possible. For a final display of strength, he decided to jump over a massive acid ravine that led to G. Spampton's throne room. Garfield made his motorcycle leap like an airplane migrating south for the winter. But with suddenness, his motorcycle began smoking and fuming. Garfield, appalled with horror, as he saw an Addison guard had hidden in nozzle of his engine with cleverness. Funny thing about the phrase nozzle of his engine is that like in Moon Horse's videos, whenever the word nozzle is said, he plays like a video clip of like, I think it's from Futurama, of some like computer AI saying in a very deep voice, "The nozzle." And I don't know what that's from, but like I decided to play into that gag. "Hello, valued customer. We've been trying to reach you about your life's expired warranty," said Addison with righteous glee. Garfield's time slowed to crawl as he pondered his options and decided with reluctance he must leap from his Harley Davidson motorcycle. I should have capitalized motorcycle. That's a proper noun. To survive, after his manly leaping, he made it to Spampton's throne room by skin of lasagna. He looked back at the abyss just in time to see his custom Harley Davidson motorcycle be plunged in acid, along with the Edison guard. As Garfield saw the unbearable sight, he could do nothing but let his emotions rushed through him as a single manly tear escaped his eye, like a lasagna escaping the oven. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food of out hot eat the food? Let's say. After much mourning, Garfield decided he must continue, like soldier in war. Whoa. Without skin. I can verify that. I have tried and I have failed. There was still villainy to end. As Garfield entered the throne room, to his suddenness, Spampton G. Spampton was nowhere to be found. But only a womanly person was there. Garfield saw this as a place to calm his emotions. Passionate love to put his mind at ease. In case you're wondering, no, there's no passionate loving happens. But like, I just want to put his... What is my daddy? At E. This is just a Sonic High School reference, but it never fails to make me laugh. It's such a simple thing. At ease. Okay, anyway. Whoa. Our E's became F's. Anyway. Like I was saying. Hey there, Lady Pockets. Fucking Lady Pockets. This is some Paper Mario writing. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what is Paper Mario like about this, but like I appreciate the compliment anyway. What is fine-looking lady doing in abomination such as this? Said Garfield with flirting. I am Belle Delphine. I have been waiting here for a long time. I need loving greater than rarest NFT, said Belle Delphine with woman wanting. Sure thing, Slippery. What? Said Garfield with sobering horror. What is wrong, my manly mound? Have you not accepted the mighty NFTs into your heart like I have? Said Belle Delphine with brainwash. That's funny writing. This reminds me of it. Yeah. Garfield fell to the ground at the horror he heard. Your brain has been erased with trickery, said Garfield, holding his hands on his ears to escape himself from the horror. NFTs are the future. It is the best digital thing since life. God damn it. This is just such a lowbrow joke, but it's so funny. It's the best in sliced websites. Well, speaking of websites, I had the idea of maybe we could like look at Wibby.me after this, but I don't know how much time we'll have. This is a pretty long fan fiction, and I don't know when the Undertale anniversary thing starts, if I want to keep going, even though despite it, Garfield could not bear the destruction of womanliness by crypto voodoo and ran out of the throne room in desperate manliness. Desperate manliness. But then, in moment of vulnerability, Spamton appeared holding a mighty Beepus NFT Gatling gun. Oh, also, after we're done with this, I want to read like one of these that I started but have not finished. Maybe that'll be some motivation to finish it. Hopefully that'll be better. Because God knows I need motivation to finish things. What's the matter? Oh, whoops. Oh, I gotta... Okay, there it is. What's the matter, Heathcliff? Something pulling your nerve tendons? Oh, fun fact. The fact I wrote in nerve tendons is because one time I gashed my hand into a window and broke some of my nerve tendons. Neat. I like how through that whole thing you saw by accident, that's the only thing you saw. Ouch. You capitalist pig! You will never achieve your NFT endeavors. Your stupidity has consumed you with greed, said Garfield with philosophy in spite of his dread. No, Gramfell. You will pay me with dividends and make me a big shot, said Spamton G. Spamton, as he set his Gatling gun level to murder kill and pelted Garfield with non-fungible peepus until he was unconscious. Also, fun fact, in the Boon Horse reading of this, he read peepus as Pepsi, which is also pretty funny. Garfield then woke a long time later in a non-fungible cage. Oh, by the way, Daniel, you mentioned that you had like a background music suggestion for this video. But you never like provided one. If you wanna like show it, it's the sounds cool. Getting mowed. Garfield was, for the first time in his life, extremely disappointed in himself. He was the manliest manhood that ever manhood. Has he been losing his grip? Or has he finally faced a foe no man can take down? Garfield solemnly waltzed over to the door. This is the end of Garfield. And Selland opened it. As he opened the door, he allowed his thoughts to wash over him. Oh, you guys are not ready for the next sentence. Like an unintelligent fish. It's like unintelligent fish. Unintelligent fish. And it's like the idea with that is like I had the idea of a fish trying to end its life, so it tries to drown itself. Like letting the waves wash over it and drown itself, but then it just wakes up and it's like, wait, I breathe water. I would have said like an unintelligent fish trying to drown itself, but like, I like the ambiguity of just ending its life being funnier. As he stood, he took deep breaths of manhood. He couldn't bear much more of this. First, his beloved custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and now he knows some lovely, sexy ladies can be corrupted beyond loving. As Garfield snapped back to reality. He looked down at the ground, noticing a lock on the floor. The door flipped side down. Damn. He had opened it like a professional door opener. I like to imagine that it's not the person that opens doors as the job, but like a tool, like a can opener, but for doors. I should save that for another section. Anyway. He had noticed that being shot at by two Addison guards with non-fungible peepus Gatling guns. Those words are in the Bible. But since his enemies were so strong, I'm glad that I'm so happy of my writing that I'm able to laugh at my own jokes. But I just technically that can happen. They were bouncing off Garfield's muscles like a penguin in a tornado. Jesus, that's dark. It was in that moment that Garfield knew not all hope was not lost. At least not yet. With his restored determination, he looked at foolish Addison guards with resolute and said, I don't need an ad blocker to destroy you, for I have an ad blocker, said Garfield with unmatched manliness as he pulverized and guards with his toned abs like a lion on LSD. A lot of these metaphors are animal in bizarre situation. I kind of like that. I wonder how many more of these we'll see. I think this water quality. After pulverizing Edison's and regaining of confidence, Garfield exited castle basement and returned to give spamped and corporal punishing. I don't think I really knew what that meant when I wrote that. Until he was nothing but a bloody pulp, not dissimilar. instructs her to lasagna. After arriving at Spamton G. Spamton's throne room, he saw a massive figure of ominousness with strings coming out of its back. Spamton G. Spamton, show yourself, you cryptid. Come out and fight here like real man. You will pay for corrupting hot lady of sexyhood. Said Garfield with challenging justice. I just gotta scroll up real quick. Pardon me. I'm the only word you guys can see is Bezos. Yeah, it is. They're in these weird fan fictions. You get these lines that are unironically kind of great. In Sonic High School, Sonic looks at a picture of an old man, and then it says it looked just so old that it was like seeing a skeleton right there. And also, Blaze won't have context for this, but the line "This was all science" is my favorite line in the entire fanfiction. I'm not going to spoil why, but it's so good. Anyway, where were we? Anyway, cryptid. Oh, you feeble tabby babby. Thinking that the Hoochie Mama is the main issue here. My power comes from my NFTs. Our plentiful NFTs are making me strongman competition. As we speak, behold my new tastic. Don't shoot me. Aw, that's very nice. Bellowed Spamton G. Spamton with greed like medieval dragon. I feel I've still got this magic. I got a few metaphors I could do. I feel like when I make more of these, when I make more of these. Named Jeff Bezos for some reason, as he turned on lights, revealing his much larger form, even stronger than Spamton Neo. I'm gonna set the playlist to loop just in there. Wow, I'm getting lost between the tabs. Spamton NFTO. Vile beast! NFTs are for man babies with an exorbitant amount of wealth. Shouted Garfield with searing truth. As he leaped at Spamton G. Spamton for intense aerial battle of power. Garfield punched his manly hands into Spamton G. Spamton's vile new form, but it was little harm to Spamton G. Spamton as Garfield's amount. Oh, hey, Lukey. Glad you can make it. You're in for a ride in the middle of a ride. Garfield punches manly hands into Spamton G. Spamton's vile new form. It was a little harm to Spamton G. Spamton as Garfield's might bounced off Spamton G. Spamton's like two rubber balls on two donkeys. Okay. Oh, Blaze is gone. Bye-bye. Well, I'm glad you could join, Blaze. I guess it'll just be me, the Sleeper, and Lukey. Bye-bye. Have fun. Oh, you little feline thing. Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh, you little feline thing. It seems you left the brawn to end me. How's about I make our brawl a little richer? said Spampton G. Spampton as he flew into the air to peril danger into horrifying heights. I like the idea of like using a noun as a verb, like periling danger to horrifying heights. I like that. After immense rising, Spampton G. Spampton aimed his Gatling gun at Garfield for firing intent. As Garfield saw his opportunity for big attack, thinking he could re-aim the cannon at Spampton's face, but then he heard a faint voice as time slowed to a crawl once more. What do you mean once more? It only happened once. Oh, who could this mysterious entity be? Oh, who's it gonna be? Oh, he's coming out of the invisible trash can. Oh, he's coming out of it. Wait, I just now realized this is a Garfield and Undertale fanfic. Oh no, there's a brief cameo from a third entity. You came in just in time. Garfield, whispered a faint voice from his shoulder. To see the small white creature Baba from his game. Yes, yes. Loki hasn't seen the beginning of this, but like, if you go back, he's playing Baba Is You, and he's back. Small one, what brings you here? Asked Garfield with amazement. You must use more than your strength to defeat all foe. Foreshadowing. Use the tools at your disposal to find creative ways to victory, said Baba with teaching like merciful God. Like merciful God. Small one, I appreciate your words, but fist is the quickest way to victory of villainy destruction, said Garfield with kind disagreement. For fact, you could redefine your victory, and by extension, your destiny, said Baba with wisdom as they faded into stardust. Oh, hi, Ryan. Oh, we're getting the viewers here. I'm glad there are just people that are coming in just randomly in the middle of all this. I hope that when they, after I'm done, they go back and read the rest of this. Because, like, this is just the beginning. Oh, and after this, I want to, like, show you, like, one of these that I've started but not finished. Hopefully I'll finish it soon. Baba's words exploded in Garfield's mind as he realized new solution. Garfield grabbed Spampton G. Spampton's Gatling gun arm and intentionally turned up its murder dial to maximum. Fractions of seconds later, Spampton engaged firing of Peepus but did not expect such force, giving him surprise of horror as he propelled around his castle. Garfield then masterfully manipulated Spampton G. Spampton's arm, propelling him like plane flying eye with invisible legs. Another Sonic Icicle reference. To Spampton's computer headquarters, where Spampton contained his NFTs. Garfield masterfully jumped back of Spampton G. Spampton as he splatted into... Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. What? I forgot I wrote that. Did the microphone just speak? He splattered into a wall like a body for driving a car. Oh my God. I completely forgot that. I did not remember writing that. Garfield then rushed to I appreciate the Cadigarus reference. Garfield booted the computer, which was protected with password, but then he glared at it and he granted access. Garfield then typed with speed of light on ice skate. Light on ice skates as he saved all of Spam's NFTs to his floppy disk. Your NFTs are mine now, said Garfield with triumph. But Garfield's triumph turned to horror as infantry Spamton did not seem harmed physically or emotionally. Fool! You do not simply own them. Saving them does nothing can prepare you for my stonks. We interrupt this program for scrolling again. Anyway, Anyway. My stonks will rise ever higher. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. The music you're hearing right now is called Ever Higher and is from Deltarune. Dude, I just got hit by the fucking dodgeball of the prophecy, the gift of prophecy, like in Anyway. Like I was saying, so anyway. My stonks will rise ever higher, said Spamton G. Spamton was evil as he cornered Garfield in corner. All hope had seemed to be empty, but then familiar voice was heard by all. I'm a cool! It was John Arbuckle riding a spike-wheeled monster truck through the wall and crushing Spamton G. Spamton with intensity. Garfield, seeing his way out, hopped into monster truck's passenger seat. John Arbuckle. John, your intuitive helping never ceases to amaze me, says Garfield with thanks. But I have one more trick up my sleeve to give the finishing blow, said John Arbuckle as he got out of his spike-wheeled monster truck and walked towards the now puny Spamton G. Spamton with feet of absolute. Fool! My life beat the ending will shock you, but my descendants will bear my wealth, and I will have been a big shot. Hang on. Been a big shot, said Spamton G. Spamton with cleverness, like company CEO. I'm trying to build something up here, pardon me. Insolence. You may have been a big shot, but I am the... Oh, wait, it just doesn't happen for 3 more minutes. Pardon me. I am the biggest man. Boom, Garfield as he readied his fist for punching, but John Arbuckle stopped his manly hand. Why do you stop my finishing blow? Said Garfield with confusion. John Arbuckle smirked with suaveness as he took out a TV remote. That's also some foreshadowing. and turned on Spampton G. Spampton's expensive flat screen TV. Why would he have that? That's a Delta error. Fake fan. Fake fan. Why would he do that? Fake fan. He hates Dana for finishing blow. The television lit to life, showing newswoman Liz reporting on news with news reporting. Okay, now I gotta... Give me 1 second. This is gonna set something up. It's gonna be a hilarious gag. Okay, okay, there we go. He's gotta... In other news, the so-called official Belle Delphine NFTs have not generated any sort of profit. In fact, policemen have determined these NFTs are the work of notorious scam artist Spampton G. Spampton. The IRS will make sure he pays for this, said Liz, with Newsly reporting. John Arbuckle gave Spampton a smug look, whereas Spampton G. Spampton felt a horror.
Super Toad Odyssey.
Shrieked Spampton G. Spampton with unbearable computer pain at failure of business as he tossed himself into acid ravine to end his suffering. That is the cannon noise he made. Hopefully that wasn't like too loud, but was a bit loud. I turned it down. Hopefully it didn't kill ears, but just startled you. Oh, I've got like 2 viewers. Damn. Felt a horror. Just like the Delta Rune. Look at it. Okay, so author's note. If you're wondering what the noise that Spampton just made sounds like, here's a video of what it sounds like before. It's extremely loud. Turn down your volume. Okay. Looks like your assets have been liquidized. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Quick John Arbuckle with smoothness like buttered. Oh, man. With another job well done. John Arbuckle rushed to Garfield for celebrating. We did it, Garfield. Another foe is down the drain, said John Arbuckle with excitement. But he saw that Garfield had a grave look on his face. What's wrong, Garfield? We won, said John Arbuckle with concern. Garfield looked at John Arbuckle with solemnness. We may have destroyed evil, but his damage of deals and scams is done. Look for yourself, said Garfield as he pointed to the woman. Hilarity. Running towards them. It was Belle Delphine. How dare you destroy the NFT master? I will crush you into juice, said Belle Delphine. Whoa. With delusion, and she ran towards Garfield's smiling motion. Garfield solemnly loaded his Desert Eagle to destroy the worm, and it entered her brain and fired a rain of bullets into the woman with reluctance. John Arbuckle now understood why Garfield was so upset. He looked at Garfield wordlessly, with bittersweet lesson. He hugged Garfield for support for about 5 minutes. After embracing, the two men walked home for relaxation and rebuilding of mind. The end? Okay, author's note. Thank you so much for reading my story. I hope you liked it as much as I liked writing it. If you have the time, I'd like some feedback on what you really liked and what I should work on. As this is my first major creative writing project, and I want to further develop the Garfverse. Have a great day! So, well, I'm certainly not like ending the stream right here. And there's actually another one that I kind of want to read before. I might go a lot longer. I might sacrifice seeing the Undertale stream because, like, I was actually kind of like annoyed at how the address the elephant in the room got old there. But like, what did you guys think of that? What are your thoughts on what we just read? I'm going to go stretch and get some water, and you write your reviews. It's phenomenal. It's incredible. 10 out of 10. Sensational. Thank you so much for your positive comments. What would you guys say is your favorite? Every time a big moment happened. I have a more specific question. What would you guys say your favorite line was? What was your favorite line? I can't really pick one off the top of my head. I'll have to go back and think. That's actually when it's difficult to say which part is your favorite, I think that's a pretty good indicative of how good of a writer you are. Now, if you could excuse me, I'm going to go grab our next fanfiction, which I have not released publicly yet because I have not finished it yet. It is called Garfield Saves the Holidays. I wrote this in about, I think, Christmas of 2022. I'm going to check. Was it either 2022 or 2023? Yeah, Christmas of 2022. This is old. Okay. I'm just getting my... While I'm getting my fanfiction, oh, wait, hang on, my mom's calling me. Still streaming. Oh, no, I didn't say anything, sweetie. Okay. A brief Mandel's mom cameo. So anyway, I'm just... Oh, crap. Before we start, I gotta... Everything of all life. Okay, just gotta... No, I'm gonna... get it some appropriate loops, like boxes key. Where's the Christmas? Bird is float. There it is. Okay. Loop. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting it all set up. Hope you guys are having a merry day. Because Garfield's about to start saving the holidays, but not finish because the fan fiction is not finished. I think I just spoiled a bit. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. You know, I might just leave that in. It was a chilly but lovely night out in the big city of New York City, New York. It was December 21st, and everyone's days were getting festive as they approached the... I'm already laughing my ass. The arrival of the big... They anticipated the arrival of the big... As they anticipated the arrival of the big... anticipated the arrival of the big fat gift-giving bastard. People were going to places like Target and Walmart and insert funny store to buy gifts for their family members, even though their kids didn't make a Christmas list in time. Guilty. Everyone was out in their streets, excitedly decorating the streets with big fucking Christmas ornaments. Not a joke. I'm just gonna really quickly get the... Grab that link and put it into the chat for those that are curious. There you go. And putting suitable ornaments on the Christmas tree. The people of the town were putting the finishing touch on the tree. The star. And by the people, I mean the one guy who was contracted to go up that high and put the person-sized star up on the tree. That's something that Shakespeare Hemingway really wouldn't write, but, you know, I'm not Shakespeare Hemingway, so it's my style. But I feel I should... You know, let me turn on the text suggestion thing again. Tools. Show grammar. Yeah, there's not as many of those. I should try and... When I get around to finishing this, I'm gonna add those subtle little errors. I don't feel they're necessary and, like, mandatory, but, like... I feel they add to the story. Making it just a little more engaging. Anyway. I hope nobody thinks about the fact I had to do this. Says that guy as he thinks about the fact he has to do that. Aside from that guy, the people were dancing, the decks were hauled, everyone was in high spirits, and the mood couldn't be merrier. Well, except for one man. Grr, bah humbug, said Alex Jones. With Christmas hating. That Alex Jones with Christmas hating as he angrily strutted around his evil alt-right house of doom, gloom, and bigotry. Gifts for thee, but not for me. Really show how inclusive this modern world is, said Alex Jones like the sniveling little Grinch he is. Not to be confused with the actual Grinch. To calm himself down, Alex Jones decided to go to Christmas store to get himself a gift. The Christmas equivalent of a participation award. You know what? I'm gonna really get himself... Just changing it to get himself a participation award is... really funny to me. Just voluntarily buying a participation award. Alex Jones walked to eBay. With bigoted feet and other appendages. As he was about to walk into eBay, the store greeter greeted him with greeting. Hello, sir. Happy holidays. Can we interest you in a free sample of Baja Blast Christmas cookies? You know, I've had Baja Blast like a good couple of times. I'm a bit of a Mountain Dew guy, but I'm not exactly a soda-holic. Every time I have that soda, I think about the fact that, like, Cybershow made a video all about how they stole a lot of Baja Blast. And, like, these big tubes. The gamer's delight. Ooh, is that a reference? The store greeter with manager mandated offering. But then, with suddenness of a screwdriver in a pizza slice. Have some soda. Alex Jones had an idea. Happy holidays. Said Alex Jones with putting two and two together, like a toddler realizing the moon isn't made of cheese. Oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna. There we go. Thank you. In Alex Jones's brain, his evil rapid brain cells held an evil rapid brain cell Zoom call and came to an executive decision. Zoom call of evil. You know what? That's my favorite line. That's my favorite line. Christmas. Alex blurted out with all the grace of a lawnmower at a beauty pageant. I like the fact that I bolded the metaphors. These are still notes because you can tell it's not finished. Excuse me, sir? Said the store greeter with uneasy. I like how far away the text is here. Kiss me. Yeah, he'll say that too. Said Alex Jones incoherently babbled as he ran away from the store faster than any normal person would. The store greeter now had something to tell her family at Christmas dinner. Okay, I gotta scroll up. Oh, we got another contender for best line. Right here. Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running into Mansion of Evil, where he burst through walls and whizzed up walls all the way to the throne room of Demis Frager, who was in calm contemplation. Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running man to Mansion of Evil, where he... Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running to Mansion of Evil, where he... I can't not see that. And I'm just imagining just okay, so Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running to Mansion of Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running man to Alex Jones ran and ran like madman running man to Mansion of Evil, where he hurried through halls and whizzed up walls, all the way to the throne room of the Denis Frager was in contemplation. That's my favorite line. That's the best. It was so hard to read. I don't think a fanfiction has done that like before, like a sort of pseudo tongue twister. They've done like typos and weird metaphors, but that's new. I really want to finish this. Lord Prager! Shouted Alex Jones with great ideas. The Dennis Prager slowly rose from his throne and turned to face Alex Jones like a drop of pitch. Like a drop of pitch is like another unironically good metaphor. What is it? Better be good, said the Dennis Prager with all the joy. With all the joy of the feces-sitting man in the middle of his shift. I went to store today. Clerk say something as happy holiday. Happy holiday is a race Christmas. We tell them all. We say make the money. Alex Jones tiredly babbled. The Dennis Prager sat in stone-cold silence as he pondered this scheme. Promising, said the Dennis Prager with cold. But we cannot succeed ourselves. We must have mouthpiece. The Dennis Prager walked to a large window with unnatural precision. Like an NPC in the shovelware Wii game you played when you were 9. Well, I forgot to change the music to the Haunted Field. Anyways. Okay, like I was saying. But who spread our word best and have the trust? The Dennis Prager was about to begin contemplation when suddenly a familiar voice was heard by all. I'm a coup! Said a distant voice with the might of 1,000 monster trucks. The Dennis Prager jolted his head out the window to identify the noise. Alex Jones had tried to do this too, but he just slammed his head to a nearby wall. What a fucking idiot. I feel like my number one critique with this version of the unfinished story is that I feel I moved a bit too far away from the original Shakespeare calling cards, and I just gotta add those back in when I get back to work on it. Dennis Prager's eyes were locked on the awesome sight before him. The famous John Arbuckle and Garfield in a supermarket administering justice to a foe in a shopping mall. Hoo hee hee! I will ruin the Christmas on Christmas. The gifts will be inert. Said the sniveling Chris as he barged through shelves of toys, movies, and HDMI cables in an attempt to ruin Christmas for everyone. But Garfield is always on the case when it comes to injustice. Grab the criminal by the head and held him high. The only thing that will be inert is your brain. Nothing can stop the festivities of America, quipped Garfield with cleverness and justice. He crushed criminal's head like elephant crushes toast. He then hurled the inert criminal out a window like an Olympic swimmer. I like the fact that, like, he hurled it, but it's like an Olympic swimmer. That's hysterical. And wouldn't you know it, the criminal flew far and far, and yet was aimed into the window the Dennis Prager was looking out of. The Dennis Prager looked moved like a human for the first time in 500 years. First time in 500 years. Yeah, this is fire. I'm definitely gonna finish this. Yeah. The Dennis Prager moved like a human for the first time in 500 years. T. Just the letter T. Quickly ducking down and holding his hands above his face in defense. Alex Jones tumbled back in shock. Oh, whoops, I gotta scroll down a bit. There's not much left. And skidded along the floor. Glass shards tumbled to the ground. And then dead silence filled the air. Seconds passed, but it felt like miles. Him, said the Dennis Prager, in a voice so quiet that Google couldn't hear it. What? Said Alex Jones with question. Garfield, cat, he shall join us. If he can this, he can anything, even listen us, said the Dennis Prager, back in the only way he ever knew, ready with plan to get power over America. I love this, like, characterization of the Dennis Prager as, like, this horrific entity. Like, another great line is, the Dennis Prager moved like a human for the first time in 500 years. It says so much. Okay, so, we're either at the tail end or midway point of the stream, depending on how much time you guys have got. If it ends up being the midpoint, I'll just put the Undertale stream on my phone. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ran one is still the best line, yeah. Okay. The superb market, Garfield. You've got all the time in the world, okay. I'll just have the Undertale stream on my phone then. Sleeper, you got time? Okay. Anyway, after all was said and done, Garfield and John Arpolka got his all-American four-wheel pickup truck and started heading home. I delivered just like Santa delivers present, said Garfield with relief at completion of duty. Garfield then turned on the radio for bopping beats as they drove. Garfield and John listened to music like Siri listens for Greg. But with suddenness, the radio began to crackle and eventually turned to static. Why is that a common theme? Garfield tries to turn on the radio, but instead he gets something else. That happens in the other fanfiction I want to show, too. Anyway. Famous guy. We turned to static. Huh. It seems the noise artist are at it again, said John Arbuckle with music. With humor. You know what? I'm just going to say with music. Anyway, but then the noise music gave way to a voice with an unmistakable loud shrill. Attention of America, said Alex Jones, which went across the airwaves to Garfield with hijacking. There is That's all I wrote. Though probably now that I've said that, maybe not for long. If I do finish it, I'll be sure to put it on my community tab. But so, what do you guys think of that? Yes, I will hopefully finish this. Okay, so. Well, I'm gonna get my third fanfiction up here. I wrote this one a while ago. And I really hope you guys can stick around for it, because it's my personal favorite thing that I've written. And I have not written much. I wrote some like some big documents about an Undertale AU a while ago, but I've really struggled to try and find the energy to do that again. So the brain tumor shifts. It cannot be tamed. So anyway, Garfield broadcast lasagna. I'm also gonna get some new music for us. Okay. Damn. Woo. This also might be the largest thing I've written. You made Tuki best of best. Borb. We're getting a grab bag of Tuki music for this fanfiction. Hope you guys like that. Okay. He needs water of hydration. Okay. Tell me when you're back. Format, file, page setup, pageless. Okay. Oh. Well, we got a cameo of that Christmas decorations that I put in the chat. Hello. Ah. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out. And get full screen. Hopefully this will reduce the number of times I need to scroll and zoom. But text does look a bit small, so okay. I've zoomed out on the other document, so before I start, is that readable? Does that look good? Okay. Now we just gotta just want to wait for Sleeper to get back. Also, while I'm here, nice to meet you, Riot. Are you new? Did you just stumble into my genius, or are you a real Mandlehead? Turning up the music a little bit. Dan the Edgelord mentioned this a while ago, but... Oh, nice to see that. The next couple of videos I plan on doing are slow-mo showcases of the levels by the creator Surefire, with a 3. Like SURFIR 3. For some reason, my showcase of his level Tachyon blew up. It's got not like a blew up. It has a lot of views. It was like 2,000. So I guess while we wait for Sleeper to get back, we can read my introduction. Hello once again, Moon. You know what time it is. That's right, 2:30. Actually, no, it's 5:30. Jokes aside, I finally finished my new Garf story. You don't want to correct Terrence Cup by and say that I didn't write Garfield's Creed. I wrote this, but thanks for the compliment anyway. Also, Moon seems to have missed my epic joke where one of the words was actually a link to a highlighted song. Back! Okay. It's peak. Oh! Okay. So now that we got the text zoomed out, I'm just getting a Twitch on my phone. Just in case the Undertale stream starts up. I'm fine with just watching it while we read. But anyway, my last couple stories have had Garfield up against adversaries that Moon wasn't all that familiar with. But in this story, he's got someone that Moon is familiar with. Someone who we're all familiar with, sadly. Who is this foe? Well, to find out, we've got to read Garfield Broadcast Lasagna. Okay, Fangamer is not live yet. Okay. It was a glorious morning of joyousness. How do I make the... I can't make it smaller. Oh, whatever. It was a glorious morning of joyousness when Garfield and John Arbuckle were enjoying general well-being. Their undisturbed relaxation was punctuated by the scent of lasagna and the sound of flowers blooming. That's another subtle one I like. The sound of flowers blooming. It sure is a peaceful day today, said John Arbuckle with counting blessings. The life of the hero may be filled with just dispensing and lady loving, but the importance of calm peacefulness must not go ignored, said Garfield with wisdom. John Arbuckle then turned on the radio for smooth rockin' tunes. Up next is Odie's very first hit single, Throw Me a Bone. It sits at number 2 song of the week, right behind Garfield's heavy metal song, Lasagna Geddon. Said radio DJ with rockin' tunes. Oh, I haven't heard that from that all much since the performance of the Christmas Star we saw at that one high school. You know, the one that blew up. If you know, you know. Said Garfield with interest. Odie's song started with tight, fast drum beat and led to Odie's youthful singing voice, which was the rapping hot beats. Whoop. Ayo. Ayo, this is Odie. I'm Diff the top dog. pound of fear. I'm David Lynch, and these are my boys. Those who don't choke on eggnog. Ayo, baby, throw me a bone. I'm so sweet like an ice cream cone. I'm singing so hot my fans always pleased. Those Twain are covered in fleas. What a good singer. Not bad at all as for his first perforation into the ears of the masses, said John Arbuckle. Was impressed. That dog certainly has talent, and people all over America have been touched by his jams. How long have I been streaming? Over 2 hours. Yeah, damn. That's good. That's the good shit. And by the way, is the Tuki music too loud, too quiet? Also, is this an extended video? It is, but we'll be fine. This is a long fanfiction anyway. No, I don't want to open WizTree. Okay, so I can't really hear music. Just in general, not against the rules. How is that? How do you like it? Anyway. Okay. Garfield could not be more correct. Is meanwhile in a faraway orphanage. Orphan children listening to Odie's awesome singing voice and dancing with glee. This song is amazing, said orphanage child number 1 with happiness. I couldn't agree more, said orphanage child number 2 with agreeing. Hey, I have an idea. Let's record ourselves singing the song together and show it to the world, said orphanage child number 1 with great ideas. With this great idea in their heads, they then proceeded to record themselves singing along with Odie and posting the video to YouTube. Man, that sure was fun, said orphanage. said orphanage child number 1. You're right, everyone's gonna love it, said orphanage child number 2. Orphanage child number 2 slander. Is this orphanage child number 2 erasure? Orphanage child number 2 was wrong for 2 reasons. Firstly, because it was only seen by like 3 people, and secondly, there was indeed something. There was indeed someone, or rather, something that did not love their video at all. Okay, it's scrolling time. Just gotta. Oh my damn, this is huge. I'm a fucking writer. Oh my god. I'm kind of feeling like that SpongeBob guy that said, "Where did the years go?" You know what? I'm moving up in the world. I'm getting a job soon. I'm sure I can find my mojo. I don't care if I'm like 30 and still having a Jaden animation special interest. I don't care if I become a logo kid. I'll still find my calling. Mere minutes after posting, an evil noise was heard approaching the orphanage. As the noise approached, it was revealed to be Evil Robot. The evil robot landed in front of orphanage child number 1 and orphanage child number 2 with smashing. "Who are you?" said orphanage child number 1 with immense fear. "I am a digital metallic crushing automaton, or DMCA for short." Oh wait, I'm not on the... He's a digital circus. I am the amazing digital coach. I am the amazing digital circus. I just gotta get one more. I am here on behalf of YouTube, for you have committed unforgivable copyright crime. As "Throw Me a Bone" is copyrighted music, said the evil robot with heartlessness. With these words, the evil robot then took out 2 AK-47, stuck them up the boys' noses, and then fired thousands of bullets with relentless fury. These caused the boys' heads to swell with lead like those long balloons that clowns used to make balloon animals. Their heads that exploded at the same time, like a playground and merry-go-round in hyperbolic space, and causing all the bullets to go flying far into the air, killing dozens of birds, and the bullets that fell down to the ground were used to kill dozens of people. Jesus. I don't remember being that cool. This dude's a threat. With its job now done, the robot then sent a oh, that's a digital. Oh, looks like one of these guys made it through. Wait, what? The robot then sent a fax to the copyright owner, Garfield, letting him know that his copyright is not being infringed upon. But this fax would come to be YouTube's undoing, because unbeknownst to them, Garfield was not a soulless, money-hungry person, but a real man, hell-bent on justice for all. You got an amazing digital scare. Back at Garfield's house, Garfield was lounging when he heard his fax machine going off. Garfield then walked to fax machine with curious feet. He looked at the fax and read it. "Dear Garfield, there was a violation of your copyright that occurred at an orphanage. Do not be worrying, as a DMCA was quickly on the scene and obliterated the perpetrators into giblets. Thank you and have a great day." I don't know, the fact that I just say thank you and have a great day after we fucking killed him was really funny to me. "Sincerely, YouTube Incorporated," said the letter with tastelessness. As Garfield read the letter, his body was filled with anger, like a tick filling with urine. Garfield then ripped the letter to pieces with manly hands. "Garfield, that paper has made you quite irritated. What did it do to you?" said John Arbuckle with concern. "An evil corporations are children listening to music. Apparently they couldn't have that, so they killed them due to legal delusion," said Garfield with information. "Oh my god, panic," said John Arbuckle with reaction. It seems justice has called once again. Hold down fort while I am gone, John Arbuckle, said Garfield. You know it, Garfield. Show 'em what it means to be a real man, said Garfield as he tossed Garfield his trusty Desert Eagle. Garfield then hopped into his all-American four-wheel pickup truck and drove off to destroy the legal degenerates. I have been streaming for 2 hours now. Damn. Good to be back. Meanwhile, in the lair that is YouTube headquarters, Susan, the evil CEO of YouTube, was having champagne party with evil clickbait YouTubers. This fanfiction has aged a bit weirdly, but, you know, it was relevant. Also, speaking of Susan, like, one of the things that, like, happened, like, Moonhorse, like, read this and one of the... I love how, Susan Wojak left and the new CEO is infinitely worse. Yeah, she also died in the real world, which just makes this fanfiction a little awkward. Like I was saying, Moonhorse read this. I'm not fucking kidding. Look, let me just Susan Wood. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, it's just... Susan's out like a light. It just makes this kind of awkward because, like, on one hand, I don't... I have, like, weird mixed feelings. Oh, whoops, that spoiled a bit. I have weird mixed feelings on, like celebrating the death of, like, people, but, like, if they cause, like, universally negative experiences for everyone else, I feel like I don't want to say it's encouraged to celebrate death, or, but, like, as at the very least, understandable. But I don't think we'll have to, like, think about this dilemma very much at these times. I'm sure that nothing has happened that prompts that thought. Anyway. Let's get back to our story. We have our brief commercial break. Over. Well, I'll say this, at least Neil Mohan has a more pronounceable name. But anyway, the thing I was trying to say is that Moonhorse read this, and one of the details he said he liked is that every time that Susan would... his name is, like, displayed on screen, and it was always spelled a little differently. But the thing is, I didn't do that, and I'm currently beating myself up for not doing that. Because that would have been hilarious. Sorry about that. But I just didn't. But anyway, we have stalled for quite a bit. We gotta keep going. Anyway, in Evil Lair, there was YouTube headquarters. Susan, the evil CEO of YouTube, was having fancy champagne party with evil clickbait YouTubers. The evil clickbait YouTubers were talking with discussion about all the money they've made and how they've been able to make it. Oh, my 309th Among Us mod video has surpassed 1 million views, said Sunday. with gleeful greed. This is an exaggeration. He's actually made that many. But we got a new song. Hopefully the mixing is okay. Said child splay, said Mr. Beast with friendly mocking. My recent Minecraft video has surpassed 50 million views. Gloated Mr. Beast with vanity as Susan chortled with approval. Ah, it is such a lovely sight to see my peons glow at their earnings. Do you think none of you will be here without me? Said Susan. I'm just making noises with my mouth instead of saying her name. But then moments of greed were interrupted by alert from one of the clickbait YouTubers' pocket watches. I'm just kidding. I'm hungry. Warning! Warning! Garfield is approaching Lankybox's content farm. I'm opening a hot dog. Yum. Said pocket watch with warning. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh dear. Yeah, there's more Garfield. He's the main character. Can't talk with my mouth full. Sorry about that. Oh dear. You must be attending to important business. Said Lankybox number 1 with rushing out of room. Yes, I must go as well. Everyone else have a great time. Said Lankybox member number 2 with rushing as well. Very well. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell on your way out. Whoa! Said Susan with humor. Said Susan with humorous farewells. Meanwhile, on an all-American highway, Garfield was cruising in his all-American four-wheel pickup truck with lasagna license plate, listening to Black Sabbath's Headless Cross album. I don't listen to Black Sabbath. I only listen to video game OST, so I picked one of their albums at random. Don't know if that album fits Garfield's character or not. I've got fucking... I'm one of those video game OST plebs. Pleb life chose me. But as Garfield was jamming to his rockin' tunes, his radio really needs to get checked out. His speakers suddenly turned to static. And when the music returned, it was not the blammin' heavy metal Garfield liked, but it was instead the indolent music made by clickbait YouTuber Lankybox. What is this blasphemy enduring my brain? Yelped Garfield. Yelped. I'm gonna write about this on Yelp. As he shut off the speakers. That is not music, but the wails of a kid being pushed into 7 consecutively nested lockers. That is from Dan Olson. Dan Olson said that on Twitter once. Or Blue Sky, I forget. Said Garfield with extremely specific truth. Soon after a bit more driving, Garfield found the source of radio interference. Oh, by the way, how's the music mixing? Too loud? Too quiet? I think it... Oh, they don't seem to have a problem, so I hope it's okay. We found the source of radio interference. There's a massive pink building with hundreds of lights on the inside. Okay, turn it down a bit. Hopefully it's in the middle of just right and a bit loud. Okay. So anyway, the YouTube logo on the front Next to YouTube logo was a massive text that read Lanky Box. The building looked like a concept of a children's cartoon, infected a physical building like Parasite. I like that a lot. Upon seeing the horrendous sight, Garfield hopped out of his all-American four-wheel pickup truck and entered building with curious catness. The inside of the building looked nothing like the outside. The childish exterior gave way to an intimidating dark maze of corridors and computers. It looked like a glowing spiderweb made out of those really old computers that looked like it took up an entire room. Garfield walked in sinister hallways, seeing screens displaying graphs and charts until he found the largest room with glowing square on ground. But as Garfield looked to the other side, he saw the evil Lanky Box members run in with urgent feet. Oh no! It is mighty Garfield! We must destroy him before he breaks the Nexus computer. If it is destroyed, we won't be able to upload 8 videos a day, said Lanky Box member number 1 with urgent. This isn't a joke. They actually upload that many. In fact, I think at one point they uploading 24 videos a day. Don't ask me how. You know what? I'm pretty sure that was from reusing old content, but that was unironically true. Hold on a brief minute. I'm going to check and see if that is still the case. Lanky Box. I'm eating my hot dog. Okay, it seems they only make 1 a day. I was making a bunch of... I don't know how or why they were doing 8 a day, but I swear to God they were doing that. Yeah, their editors cannot be okay. Yep. I feel really bad, like, including... I think this was around... Oh my God, you're right. Let me check their shorts real quick, too. Steal a brain rot aura moment has 12 million views. I like existence. The internet is fun. I like it. I love content. I hate how in shorts you have to click a damn button just to see the description. Okay, so, they're not even making like 8 shorts a day. I don't know how, when, or why they were doing that, but I swear to God they were uploading like a video every hour. I swear on my life they were doing that. I think they had like a lot stockpiled up, or they were reusing old footage. That nature is healing in the sense that it isn't as fucked up as it used to be. Let me just finish my hot dog, then we'll be on our way. In fact, you have to do this to make sure it's watchable. I mean, like, doing shorts in, like, like, watching shorts isn't like a life or death scenario, but, like, I don't like them. I feel there is, like, some sort of opportunity to make smaller content that is actually, like, sticks with you, but no one really seems to be doing that. They just seem to be, oh, let's make more content, DM. I love content. You might be able to pick up on this through my tone of voice and the themes of the story, but I have a slightly cynical view of the internet. At least at the moment. So anyway, we won't be able to destroy 8 videos a day. That wasn't actually a hot dog, by the way. That was a joke. It was like a... Anyway. I will destroy you and this Nexus computer before you even say lasagna. How did you know that was the Nexus computer? Said Lanky Box member number 2 with horror. Because you just told me. Said Garfield with superiority. Oh, the stream is live. I guess I'm just gonna put that on my phone real quick. That's all. I'm not leaving the stream. I'm just gonna get on my phone. That's all. Anyway, now we shall settle this in the only way true men can. Best of 1. As said Garfield with bureaucracy as he lifted lead pipes and cords from the ground. You know, I'm not gonna use him to create a makeshift boxing ring around the Nexus computer. Boxing match. Best of 1. Said Garfield with sportsmanship. Garfield and the Lanky Box members then went to their positions to engage in boxing match. Once they took their spaces, Garfield took out his Desert Eagle and fired the blank to the air to signify the beginning of match. As the match commenced, Garfield and the Lanky Box members began to exchange blows and special attacks with one another. Garfield knew what anyone was talking about, so he used his special attack. Fuck. It may have been a 2-on-1 match, but with Garfield's manliness, it was actually weighed in his favor. But despite this, the Lanky Box members seemed they were about to beat the odds as they had Garfield on the ropes. Garfield concluded he had no choice but to use his secret move. Garfield took 2 perfectly cooked pieces of emergency lasagna and tossed them into the air. He then scarfed one of them down and clapped the other one with his hands at the same time. This gave... I just imagine that would make a mess. It's going... There's pasta everywhere. Spaghetti everywhere. This gave Garfield a spark of lasagna energy, causing a lasagna shockwave. Causing the Lanky Box member to be reduced to their My Little Pony Naruto-themed underwear. I think I asked one of the members of Moonhorse's Discord server, what kind of thing do neckbeards like? And he said, like, My Little Pony and Naruto. As the Lanky Box members were mobilized, Garfield walked towards them to land the killing blow on both of them. You boys really lived up to your name. Those sure are some lanky boxers. Writing emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Anyway, quipped Garfield with cleverness as he pile-drive both of them into the Nexus computer, causing their guts to spill all over the room, leaving it looking like an irreversible spaghetti disaster. Spaghetti everywhere! Damn. Lanky Boxer Reddit. With the delinquents obliterated and the Nexus computer destroyed. Garfield left on his to continue his quest to YouTube headquarters. But as Garfield was leaving, he heard sound of desperation. Oh, I forgot about this part. There was a boy and a girl trapped in a test tube full of green liquid, begging for help. Garfield knew what to do and smashed his tubes open, freeing them. As Garfield saw the boy and girl, both parties recognized each other. Hey, Sleeper, you read this a while ago. Do you remember what happens here? Oh, there's 52 minutes until the Undertale stream. We have time. No. Holy shit, Garfield, what's poppin'? Said the boy with gangster rap culture. Hey everyone, it's number 1, playing on my PS1. I smoke pot in a pot with a pot. Yes, it is I, Garfield. Stop. Don't stop. You are boyfriend and girlfriend from classic game Friday Night Funkin', said Garfield with observance. Yep, that's us. I'm gonna make him like this, said girlfriend with approval of Garfield. But why are you fine celebrities doing in this death hole? Asked Garfield with wondering. Jesus fucking Christ, it was terrible, said boyfriend with bad memories. We were just minding our business and the combination at the combination Hot Topic and Buffalo Wild Wings and Smash Burgers and Doritos and Kumon and Ice Iro and Snippets. When boom, suddenly these stupid-looking idiots ran through the wall with their pickup truck and shot up with their tranquilizer guns. Come on, sad face. When we woke up, we were forced at gunpoint to help them make they are stupid-ass videos, said boyfriend with explanation. There is no need to worry no more. You may now run free like the squirrels of the wood, said Garfield with freedom. Freedom motif. It's scrolling time, I think. Okay. Damn, this keeps going. I wrote like crazy. Just okay. Thanks, Garfield. How can we repay you? Said girlfriend with offers. Oh, there is a way you can repay me, you sassy woman. Said voice with soft voice of seductive dove. Oh boy! I love sex fucking. Said girlfriend with eagerness. She ripped up her dress in one hand, motioned like a frisbee. DM. Leaving her in her underwear. But as Garfield was about to begin the lovemakings, he heard his phone ring with noise sounds and picked it up swiftly. Who calls me? Said Garfield with questions as girlfriend awkwardly waited, almost making to be done on the phone. Hi, this is Mandel, the author of this story. I don't want to write about Garfield and girlfriend fucking, so make your intimacies quick. Chop? Chop. Said author on the phone with no respect for true art. Wow. Roared Garfield with unrest. Is there saliva on the... Watch your mouth, fucker. You're lucky I'm letting you fuck anyone at all. Now do your business and make with haste. Said author on the phone with final orders as he hung up the phone. Garfield threw a phone at wall with anger as he turned to girlfriend. Sorry, sweetheart. Due to matters outside my control, we make love with haste, said Garfield with sullenness. Said sad face. Anyway, today is a good day, man. Said girlfriend with sadness. Garfield and girlfriend then made short and sweet love makings while boyfriend watched taking notes. With graphs, formulas, and proofs, which made Garfield extremely proud. After his brief love fest, girlfriend put her clothes back on and Garfield bid them farewell to continue his mission. Bye, Garfield, thanks for saving us, said boyfriend and girlfriend as they walked to their houses. Meanwhile, at YouTube headquarters, the clickbait YouTubers were still at their champagne party, when Susan received an urgent message on the PA. Beep boop bop. Key box members 1 and 2 are unresponsive. Presumed dead. All employees enter position immediately. This is not a drill, said the PA with emergency. You guys enjoying the story? There's been no chats for a while. Just want to make sure I'm not in the ether. Great heavens! The time for action is now. Everyone, prepare. My dinner is ready. I will return soon. Okay. I've simply been listening. Attentively. Okay. Just making sure. Says Susan with hurry as the clickbait YouTubers entered their battle stations. And Mr. Beast ran off on his clickbait motorcycle with his minions to stop Garfield. This thing keeps going. We have plenty of time, though. Back in Garfield's pickup truck with lasagna license plate, Garfield was cruising towards YouTube headquarters. We're gonna be streaming for 3 hours, damn. Let's go to YouTube headquarters with maximum speed. But Garfield saw something on horizon. It was Mr. Beast and his clickbait cohorts on motorcycles. After they came close to Garfield, they started going backwards and they could stay with Garfield on the road. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. In this video we're going to destroy this car with a rocket launcher, said Mr. Beast in marketable YouTuber voice. I was ahead of my time. After talking... Okay. After talking about rocket launchers, he took out his rocket launcher and launched rocket launchers at his henchmen for rocket launching with launching intent. Damn. I like these tongue twisters. Rocket launchers? Cheating bastards! Those are not real! Shouted Garfield with objection. Viewers at home, I want you to smash that like button at the same time we fire our rockets. Ready? On 1, said Mr. Beast with marketing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Said the rocket launcher as it charged. 5, 4, 3. I'm a coup! It was John Arbuckle launching out of the ground and killing all of Mr. Beast's minions, and also Mr. Beast himself using a 1,000-degree knife. Remember those? Without drivers, all the motorcycles exploded like a radio at maximum volume in the microwave. John Arbuckle, you never fail to save me when I am in a pickle. Also, I hate pickles. Said Garfield with hating pickles as John Arbuckle fell into the passenger seat from the sunroof like a silver ribbon winning gymnast. What is the silver ribbon? I think that's second place. Silver ribbon. What is the silver? Oh yeah, that's the second place. I like that. It means second place. I'm always sit with his partner in tow. Garfield and John then rode to YouTube headquarters for final showdown. When they arrived at YouTube headquarters, it was as intimidating as they had thought. Scrolling time. Just gotta scroll up. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, so here we go. The headquarters lit up the night like a mushroom cloud. There were dozens of wires and iron beams and spotlights and ads for various products that likely employed consumer hostile business practices. It looked less like an office headquarters, more like an amusement park of evil. where the entire park doubled as the gift shop. That's another description that, while in the spirit of like a fanfiction-y similes, is just unironically good. I like that a lot. At the entrance, there was a bouncer preventing the entrance of the unworthy. At sight of security measures, John Arbuckle chortled with mocking. "Ha! That bouncer can't take your manliness," said John Arbuckle with superiority. "I appreciate your kind words, but there is unforeseen danger around every corner," said Garfield with observance. Someone on the Undertale stream just said, "It make happy." That's funny. To a mosquito heading towards the bouncer. "What about that mosquito?" said John Arbuckle with wondering. As the bouncer noticed the mosquito, it fired its laser eyes, laser fingers, laser nose, laser toes, laser mouth, and laser epidermis at the mosquito, causing it to explode in a merciless fury of flame, like a man with unusually severe Tourette's syndrome. "Oh," said John Arbuckle. "Looks like we'll need to find another way in," said John Arbuckle with thought. As they circled the brim of the headquarters, they found a fascinating sight. A man was banging a metal detector against a wall 15 times a second with unparalleled speed. This part I find very interesting. I'm not entirely sure. How I came up with it. But I have some ideas. Fast man. What are you doing? You will never break through a wall mindlessly like that. You must use brain and brawn to conquer all obstacles," said Garfield with wisdom. "I am Game Theory. I am looking for treasure," said Game Theory with maximum voice. "I am looking for treasure of justice. I must get into the YouTube headquarters to administer justice." "Could you help me in any way, fine man?" asked Garfield. "I can help you. I have trusted YouTube. Remember, they will let me through," said Game Theory with helping us. John Arbuckle and Garfield in his pockets. He walked past the bouncer like a glitching Gmod ragdoll. The bouncer gave Game Theory a thumbs up as he walked past. Game Theory then took out Garfield and John Arbuckle from his pocket. "Thank you, Game Theory. How did you do it?" said John Arbuckle in amazement. "Five Nights at Freddy's." said Game Theory. "With Five Nights at Freddy's." "In any case, farewell, you interesting man," said Garfield with farewells. "Okay, by Garfield, I am going to go look for treasure," said Game Theory with maximum voice, as he ran away at like 5 gazillion miles per hour. However, the bouncer overheard Game Theory's words and looked towards John Arbuckle and Garfield with discovery. "Alert! Alert! Alert!" said the bouncer as he sounded the alarm, which signaled for the clickbait YouTubers to get to their battle stations. "Garfield, we've been discovered!" "We must rush with haste," said John Arbuckle with urgency, "and prepare for battle while doing so," said Garfield in response as they ran off. I've got to check how much. Yeah. I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning. As they ran on ahead into YouTube headquarters, they found their first obstacle. It was... Pardon me, I gotta... It was Ryan Toy's review. He was making a jetpack full of toy machine guns, firing Orbeez, and propelling himself into the air. Ryan leaned back to fire bullets at Garfield, but Garfield put up his middle finger at him, and the child mind could not comprehend the rude gesture, causing him to immobilize. He then moved his middle finger to bounce the Orbeez into his left side, causing him to spin faster and faster, like it was rising into a helicopter, far into the sky, never to be seen again. Upon vanquishing that enemy, 5 identical men blocked Garfield's path. The sight was as mysterious as a morally questionable sausage. "Halt, intruder," said all 5 of the identical men with unison. The 5 men were Preston Shorts, Preston Plays, sorry about that, Preston Games, Preston Reacts, and the award for a children's channel whose channel sounds closest to a slur goes to TBNR Frags. They had lined in line formation to attack. I almost spilled my soda. Attack Garfield, but Garfield put 2 manly fingers in his mouth and manfully whistled a manly whistle at Garfield's whistling. A custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle ran through the wall and defeated the entire line of identical men. Garfield then performed a gymnast jump and hopped on the motorcycle to Susan's champagne room. As they entered the champagne room, Susan was on the other side of a massive table. Return of manly fingers. I can see on the stream viewer tracker when you went to go get dinner. I'm glad you're back. Oh, wait, hold up. Just gonna... There we go. Okay. The massive table. The table was so massive that space seemed to curve to maintain its massiveness. Susan was facing away from Garfield in an ominous chair. "Oh, hello, great Garfield. And not so great John Arbuckle. What brings you to my office?" said Susan. Said Susan with sarcasm, already knowing the answer. "Capitalist pig! Your infinite quest for revenues led to suffering of innocence. How can you do such things with the constant smile on your face? And what do you think makes my comment in arms not so great?" asked Garfield with rage coming out of his nostrils. "Oh, you must not have seen what my friends have seen," said Susan with ominousness as he gestured to her large flat-screen television set fit for evil genius. Oh, this is the part where I referenced another a different one of these fan fictions. Had a edgy joke that Moonhorse decided not to read. This isn't really like a call out. This is just sort of like a wink and a nod. Then video game began to play on television. It showed a woman and John Arbuckle playing in the harsh snow. Lean to my chocolate milkshake, said the television with dramatic distortion as the recorded began mid-sentence. Where did you find this footage? Said John Arbuckle with confused tongue. Our good friends at Facebook, at Meta, are masters at data collection. They collect things you may have forgotten or even want to hide, she said with snide evil. She said with snide evil, and she gestured once again to the television set. She watched with curious catness as she saw the footage that showed John Arbuckle doing something he would never expected to say. You a bleep sound. Teach me that something freedom. Said John Arbuckle with new song. Said John Arbuckle with racism as he sliced the woman in two with his Arbuckle ancestral katana. As the footage came to a stop at the shocking sight, Garfield collapsed to his knees with trembling. The stream preview is just showing that part where I zoomed into the sad face. Yay. No. Screamed Garfield with inescapable revelations. I like the phrase said with inescapable though. Susan Woozy pressed button which rose the walls of the champagne room, revealing dozens and dozens of DMCA robots. Community guidelines violation detected. As such, it is the hour of dismemberment, chanted the DMCA robots with unison. No, I can explain. It was fault of, said John Arbuckle with worry. But he was cut off by the now crying Garfield as he grabbed onto John Arbuckle's shoulders. John Arbuckle, how could you? You of all people know that the color of people's outsides does not matter. Only the color of people's insides, said Garfield with despair as the two bickered. The DMCA robots inched closer and closer, unchallenged. Oh, we here at YouTube Incorporated here have no tolerance for such racism. And we will see your elimination as an appropriate response. Thank you for cooperating, said Susan with sarcastic, evil corporate speak. All hope had seemed destroyed, when all of a sudden, a familiar voice was heard by all. I'm just gonna build this up. Yeah, we're getting close to the end, but still a lot to read. Ayo bitches, what's up? Said a young voice from the room's entrance. Everyone in the room started to see it was in fact Odie. What? Who is this insolent dog? How did you get in? Said Susan with bewilderment. With a little frill from my dear friend, said Odie with information as he pointed to boyfriend from classic game Friday Night Funkin' from earlier. W? What? Him? But you work, said Susan with panic. Yeah, well, Garfield saved me. Now we're gonna sing you and your robots to death. Said boyfriend with challenge as he took out a boombox. Instead of playing an epic breakcore beat that allowed for some of the awesome singing of Odie and his new friend. Alright, fuckers. Your mind isn't real. What's your soul, a military computer? If that's the case, you don't seem to use her. You had to just be a person like us. But you gave that fate exploding encephalitis. That means their head blew up. You see happy people as a problem to solve, but I'll devour your followers, and I cannot dissolve. And so, for the enactment of their true plan, the song transitioned to hyper-fast, extra-tone drum beat. The DMCA tried to analyze the song as it's sung, but the extremely fast drum speed was so fast, and it overflowed their computer chips with data, causing the dozens of robots in the room to explode in a near-nuclear level explosion, like a herd of fire-breathing elephants at the world's largest gas station. This caused our heroes to be blasted with flaming fire, and Susan was launched hundreds of miles away. As the smoke cleared, almost all of YouTube headquarters was reduced to rubble, leaving only our heroes barely standing. Is everyone okay? Said Garfield with slight worry. Don't worry, everyone is fine and stuff, except for that beach Susan, lol. I mean, he's not wrong. Probably plummeted into a painting of a head of a bunch of dicks. She probably what now? Said boyfriend with information. That painting boyfriend that mentioned is real, and I had to see it in art gallery. It wasn't a good experience. True story. For another time. I'll just leave that there for now. As boyfriend said this, Garfield, John got up from the rubble. Oh, thank you goodness you're okay, Garfield. I'm sorry they showed you that, but I can explain, said John Arbuckle. With explaining as Odie cut him off with good intentions as he began to speak with information. Don't worry, you're all pal, you're all good. But what you said was wrong, it wasn't your fault. Outside forces were at work. It doesn't actually say who said that. I think it was Odie. What outside forces? Asked Garfield with concern as Odie began to speak while expository music began to play in the background. You know, this is expository music enough. Just I'm gonna play the expository music I wanted Moonhorse to play at this moment. Got 20 minutes till the Undertale stream. Okay. Remember when John Arbuckle fought to take down the assassins? This is in reference to that other fanfiction that this is from. Well, of course he couldn't do it alone. And so he implored the help of some of the best, most fierce heroes the country has to offer. One of those people is, of course, the first president of the United States, George Washington. But as good as a man as he became, The thing about George Washington is that he's really fucking old. Older than any mortal man. Like over 250 years old. I'm old. And you know what that means? He's racist. And because he was around John Arbuckle for a long time, a good amount of the racism crumbs on his body fell off and landed on John, temporarily making his brain more susceptible to racism. But that was many years ago, and the effect of the racism flakes wears off after a couple of hours, so he is more than okay now. Explained to Odie with information. L racism. I think we gotta do one last. Okay, there we go. We're nearing the end. 18 minutes till that Undertale stream. 18 minutes till we have to like leave, or 19 minutes. It's not like we're gonna get to the new stuff immediately. Ah, I see. How could I have let such corporate delusions get to my head? I am sorry, good friend John Arbuckle. The fact that I did not think of something so obvious is a grievous error on my part. Said Garfield with sincerest apologies. No worries, Garfield. We all make mistakes sometimes, said John Arbuckle with concern. But wait, though, said boyfriend with concern. If Susan is fucking dead or something, who's the CEO of YouTube? I mean, the site is still up and stuff. Whoever said there needed to be a CEO? I feel that every video uploaded to that site is now safe for the world to see. It is now free as can be, no longer shackled by an evil force deciding what is profitable and what isn't. And say we leave them free, like the squirrels of the wood, said Garfield with motivational musings. Yeah, he's alright, dude, said boyfriend with great respect for Garfield. With that said, Garfield then whistled for his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle, to which it came quickly. The rubble. He then snapped his fingers, causing special feature on his motorcycle, revealing 2 extra seats for Odie and their new friend. Now it's time to get going. I feel I have some unfinished business with your red dress, pal, said Garfield with romance on his mind. As he said this, his phone buzzed, and the author of the story piped in once more. But please, for the love of God, just do it off screen, said Mandel, the author of the story, with annoyed tongue. Oh, don't worry. I'll do it when I'm off screen. Just like when you do when you're off screen, right, author? Said Garfield with challenge. Well, no. You see, I'm Aaron Waste, which means I feel no romantic or sexual attraction, said Mandel with information before he was cut off. https://knowyourmeme.com/memes/no-bitches, quipped boyfriend with cleverness. Garfield, John Arbuckle, and Odie all laughed at Garfield's funny quip as they all rode into the sunset, now happy that all the video on YouTube are free from evil's grasp, and the future for all following videos in the world as a whole is just a little bit brighter. The end. So we got like an author's note and 15 minutes left, so before I end it off, what do you guys think? I do plan on writing more of these, if nothing else, finishing the Christmas one. So, 2 words. Goat and lovely. What did you think, I riot, L riot, vertical line riot. I have not written like this in a while, but who knows, maybe this is the thing I really need to just get myself motivated to start writing on it like this more consistently again. But I say that with a lot of things, so. In any case, let's close this out with the author's note. Finally, I got this out. Pretty happy to finish this out, as I have a really bad habit of procrastinating. Some things never change. I've been working on and off of this story since March? Mr. Christ, that's way too fucking long. You have no idea. I guess it's just motivation to get my next story out in a timely manner. Not to rush this, just keep at it. After all, I want all the timely jokes to be timely. I want only my next banger to come out with a time I'm happy with. Narrator voice. His next banger did not come out in a time he was happy with. And until next time, see ya and have a great day. It's been real. That sounds cool. It should be like the title of a comic for someone. Video fades to black. It then shows Moonhorse talking in the spaceship as if the fanfiction was over. After about 10 seconds, the talk is interrupted by an explosion and text showing that there is in fact a post-credit scene. Oh, post-credit scene. Post-credit scene, everybody. Post-credit scene. Susan was... woke up in an unfamiliar forest as the post-credit scene begins. She had made a crater in the ground as she landed. WH, where am I? Said Susan, not doing that again, with great concern. Where you are does not matter, traitor, said a man in a dark cloak behind her. Ah! Who are you? What are you doing here? Asked Susan with great fear. The real question is, what is this? Said the cloaked figure as he took out his iPhone and showed her a video on YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna link the video that Susan sees in that canon, and you guys guess what the cliffhanger is. Steve Jobs. This move worked. So that's the video that Susan just saw there, and then I want you to guess what the cliffhanger is going to be. I want you to guess. Steve Jobs, super magic. Discuss. I mean, it's a video, but what about it? You see, this video said the figure removing his cloak, revealing his identity, is Nintendo copyrighted property. With this face now visible, Susan was now able to see it was none other than Shigeru Miyamoto. Now seeing that he is a hostile threat, the once powerful CEO began to stumble backwards out of fear. No, don't worry. You just give me some time. I can just get right back to my office and kill the But she was cut off by her neck, being grabbed by none other than Chris Pratt in a Mario costume.
Let her go,
He said in his demonic demon voice, It sounded nothing like Mario, as shadows grew and morphed around the three, teleporting the two Nindo businessmen and the former CEO to evil places unknown. To be continued. Doesn't it sound like you said